Albert Einstein said that human beings have a very important decision to make. And this decision is, do you live in a friendly universe or do you live in a hostile universe? I'm going to say one more time just because it's such a beautiful thing to quote. Albert Einstein said, human beings have a very important decision to make. And this decision is, do you think you live in a friendly universe or do you think you live in a hostile universe? Because guess what happens when you think you live in a hostile universe? What is it that you're going to find? You're going to find hostility. If you think this is a friendly universe, what you're going to find is friendliness. Now, before I continue speaking, my name is Paola Castro, and today I am doing this beautiful Facebook Live, Walking the Path. Maybe you have seen me in the meditation videos before, and sometimes I like to cover my friend JJ, John Jacob. For 4 years, since 2016 until the beginning of this year, I worked at Rythmia teaching The Answer Is You. And it was one of the most transformative things I've ever done. Besides the plant medicine, teaching the teachings of Reverend Michael Beckwith was very transformational, and it helped me integrate what plant medicine gave me. Hi Dorota, hi Linda. Good to see you guys here. Hi Marcus from Florida. And I want to tell you a story of one of the first classes I taught. So the way that we teach Reverend Michael's teachings is that we base our classes on principle, on universal principles. And one of those principles is connected to this quote from Albert Einstein. Do you live in a friendly universe or do you live in a hostile universe? Is a choice that you have to make. If you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. That's a principle. And so I was just learning how to teach the class. It's one of my first classes. Right at the beginning when Rythmia started, we had maybe 5 people, 10 people in a class. Now at the end, the last classes I taught before the corona, we had 70 people, 80 people. It was amazing. Rythmia has gotten so big. But anyway, back in the day, this is 2016. I'm teaching the class. And, I'm still in those stages where I'm nervous and I just want to do a great job. And I tell the class, Albert Einstein said, you guys have to make a very important decision. Do you live in a hostile universe or do you live in a friendly universe? Is your choice. Because if you're choosing right now that you live in a friendly universe, the evidence that you're going to find is friendliness. If you choose that this is a hostile, horrible universe and world, that's exactly where you're going to find. Now, this man raises his hand in the class. It was a very small class. And he says, Miss Lady, I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect you, but I don't know this jargon about universe. I really don't follow that, but I can teach you one thing or two about the world. Let me tell you what happened to me, and I want you to tell me if this is friendly or hostile. And I could tell he was not happy. So I took a deep breath and I said, please go ahead and share. And he shared with us in the class that in 2008, with the financial crisis, $26 million were erased out of his bank account. He said, look, I'm a good man. I do good. I'm a man of integrity. I help people. I try to do the best I can, always. And all that money, I earned it with hard labor and integrity. And then one day I woke up and all that money was gone because there was a lot of corruption in my country. How do you explain that is a friendly universe or a friendly world? That doesn't sound friendly to me. And I could hear the pain behind his words. And I had to stop and go within and just said to my inner guidance, please help. Because I have no idea what to tell this guy. $26 million is a lot of money. Even if it was just $1,000, still like it's not good when things are taken away from you. And I just went in a spiral, and then the moment I said, help me wisdom to answer this question, a very simple answer came through me. And I said, sir, I don't know why that happened to you, but can you please keep showing up to everything that we teach here at Rythmia? Can you please keep coming to class? And back in that time, I used to teach from Monday to Friday. At the end, I was teaching only 3 days because we had other beautiful classes also that we were showing. But at that time, I remember Jerry saying, you're teaching every day. And I was like, okay, I'm going to teach every day, which was a blessing because it allowed me to grow so much as a teacher. But anyway, I said, please keep showing up. Please do everything we offer here and see what shows up for you. Because I truly, you guys, I did not have an answer for him, but I knew that the principle I was teaching was rooted in truth, in universal truth with a capital T. And so he said to me, he wasn't happy with my answer. He said, well, I have no choice. You know, I was sent here by my wife, and if I don't do this, she's going to divorce me, and I love her so much. I don't want to disappoint her again. So this is 2016, and this happened in 2008. What happened to him with the financial crisis? So 8 years went by, and he was in misery. So he landed at Rythmia, and he said, okay, I'll show up. But he wasn't very convinced. He said, whatever, I'm just here. I might as well. You guys, he showed up to everything. By Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember, because if you come to Rythmia on a Saturday, you live on a Saturday. Or if you come on a Sunday, you live on a Sunday. But anyway, I was also doing the intakes. I was receiving the new clients. And all of a sudden, I see him getting in the van. He was leaving. But then he got out of the van. He ran into the office. He looked at my eyes and he said, Paola, I got it. It took $26 million to wake up to the truth of who I am. And I was in awe. And then he was like, thank you so much. This was amazing. He wanted to keep going in the, in the spiritual development and all of that. And he left. Never saw him again. I hope he's doing amazing. But let's just take a deep breath for that one. $26 million is a very expensive awakening. But jokes aside, what a beautiful lesson. I don't know exactly what helped him arrive to that realization. But right there, he was telling me, oh yes, this is a friendly universe. I've heard Reverend Michael saying this quote. I don't know if he originally said it, but a bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul. A bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul. And so for this person, money was what perhaps defined him. Money was his worth. Or, when that was taken away from him, he felt, oh my God, this is an unfriendly universe, and the universe is here to attack me. Or this is an unfriendly world, this is a corrupt world. And that's exactly what he kept seeing everywhere, when in reality, what was behind that terrible situation, I'm not going to deny it wasn't a terrible situation. Nobody wants to go through it. But what was behind that, it was a friendly purpose for him to discover who he truly was, which was not money, not his job, not who people thought he was, not, his identity. As you know, our egos or our personalities, we think we are validation, we think we are our works, we think we are money, we think we are our spouse, our relationships. But what happens when something like the 2008 financial crisis hits and money is just wiped out of your bank account and numbers are deleted out of your computer because as you know, money is not even backed up by gold anymore. So it's just deleting numbers and all of your worth goes with it. When things so intense like that happen, behind it, there is a beautiful, valuable gift for all of us. And that is why today, 4 years later, I am so confident in saying we live in a friendly universe. We live in a friendly world. Now, you say, Paula, the facts are not showing that. Don't you see what's happening in the United States with all the riots? Don't you see what's been happening with the corona? Oh, yes, I see it and I feel the consequences. But I am choosing to know that even though right now I don't know why is this happening, I am choosing to know that even sometimes it hurts because uncertainty puts us in suffering. I know there's something in here that is helping us evolve and expand and discover who we truly are. Let's take a deep breath for that one. But here's the thing, it is a choice. Wherever you want to put your consciousness on, that's exactly what you're going to experience in the world. Now you may say, Paul, I can hear you saying, but don't you hear the news? Don't you see that? And let me tell you something. I live in Costa Rica and very close to Rythmia, and I live in a tourist town. Since the moment the borders closed, there has been no tourism. So all around me, people are suffering. People that had their jobs lost their jobs. There's nothing. I live in a ghost town. Nothing is happening. So I am seeing, and in the space of what's going to happen, uncertainty, stress. We're trying to help the community, bringing food to the people that lost their jobs. We're in it together. The difference is that I am choosing to know in my heart that this is a friendly universe. Now, hear my words one more time. You choose to know in your heart. This is beyond the logic. We are ascending in vibration as a collective. What was normalized before is no longer normal right now. So we have to normalize the new beginning, and it feels really shaky and it feels sometimes maybe a bit too much. But as we are ascending, we cannot do this ascension in vibration through the logical mind. You're going to lose 100% of the time unless you have trained your mind, unless you have dominion over this beautiful friend that we have here, and your heart is the boss and this is the follower, not the other way around. The way that you travel through space and time, the way that you travel to that fifth dimension of unconditional love, where you know everything is for you and nothing against you, is through the heart. So a practical suggestion, I don't like advice, but it's a suggestion. See if it resonates. If it doesn't, just let it go as you let go of the breath. Practice connecting to your heart every day, especially when you are in that overanalysis paralysis. Just take deep heart breaths. And you will see that in the silence of your mind and in the connection to your heart, you will get what I'm talking about. But I am sure you're already getting it, because I know that you wouldn't be connecting to this call if you weren't resonating with this kind of messages. So I keep calling these calls Facebook Live. So I see Adam. Hi, Adam. Linda. I still want to go to Rythmia. Linda, we're waiting for you here. It's going to happen in divine timing. And that's another thing, is to be patient with the unfolding of events. And that's a lesson for me too. This morning I was talking with my coach. And he was saying to me, patience, Paola. And so that's a lesson for me. Everything is unfolding in a perfect way. And then that's when you also root that knowing with, this is a friendly universe. Delayed is not denial. So I can't wait to meet you if I am teaching that week of Rythmia. Abby, hello, Abby, Dorota. So I have no one to go with. Of course, don't have the money. Not sure what you mean there, Linda. So if anybody has an example of you seeing how perhaps your most miserable times in the past have given birth to the most amazing aspects of you, please comment in below this video. I know that for myself, in the past, my most miserable times, the most uncertain times when my ego is broken into pieces, which, by the way, I want to mention it for those of you that have done medicine. You'll understand what I'm about to say. For those of you that haven't and want to come to Rythmia, remember these words when you come to Rythmia and do the plant medicine. There is a point in the ceremony where you think if it's relevant for you. It doesn't happen to everyone, but let me tell you about my experience. There's been times in the ceremony where I'm on my knees asking for mercy. I don't know. I say, I don't know. This makes no sense. It's too much shame. It's too much guilt. It's too much pain. Can you please, something that loves me, help me. And I'm broken down on my knees. But it's not me. It's not the real me. It's the ego me. And let me tell you something. And Linda, I don't know if you're referring to what to do when you don't have any money. Like what? When you go into a space of, I don't know, this seems to get worse and worse and worse. And I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't know anymore. And your ego is, has you on your knees because you feel so broken, so sad in a very egoic way. And you say, I don't know. You then arrive into a space of power. And I used to teach this every time people will come after their first ceremony, because they will come to me and say, oh my God, what was that all about? I don't know. I don't know. And because I don't know, I'm freaking out. And I will always say, pay attention to that. When you don't know, now you're in a space of power, because you can give permission to the real you, to the wise you, to the powerful you, to give you the answers that your brain can now give you. When you're in a space of I don't know, now you're open to receive something that you've never known. And Albert Einstein said it too, you cannot resolve a problem with the same level of consciousness that was created. And how do I bring it to this conversation? We have to go to spaces that we've never been before to be able to see things that we've never seen before. You can go back to the news, you can go back to the circumstances and the people and the negativity, and then you're going to keep seeing exactly what you've been seeing. Or you can choose to put your sight straight to where love is. Straight right, it's here. You put your inner eyes right here. You look a love in the eye and say, show me, teach me what I don't know. Remember, this man said to me, this is not a friendly universe, and I'm just here just because I have to. And I said to him, just keep please showing up and see what happens. And by the end of the week, after a week of remembering and he being stirred inside, and one moment, one miraculous moment, he saw it. It took all of that money to remember who he was, and that set him free. We're one perception away from a miracle like that. But we have to choose to be seeking for that, for love, possibilities. I hope this is resonating with you. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Let go. Let me read. Adam says he has fun memories of your classes. Oh, my class, thank you. Yeah, just the breath is so powerful. I would teach to people, if breathing is the only thing you take from my class, this is enough. Forget about all the concepts, just keep breathing. Because that connects you to your heart. And when you're connected to the heart, then you can understand all of the concepts, all of the things. Now, going back to being in a space of I don't know, Someone else said, and I think it was Roosevelt, said, because the man that knows it all cannot learn anything. The man that knows it all cannot learn anything. So we live in a time and age where we have so much information and conspiracy theories, which some of them are fascinating and I'm pretty sure are pretty close to truth. I'm not denying them, but so much intellectual, he said, I said, why, and shouldn't be, and oh my God, it's so much intellect, so much overanalysis paralysis. You have to know you know it all, and people get mad and they fight against each other because I am right and you are wrong. Exhausting. When you're in that space, you cannot learn anything new because you're just shuffling the information that comes from the collective. Just shuffling, not original thought. But when you get very quiet, you get into your heart, right here. You start ascending into that fifth dimension of unconditional love where there is no right or wrong. It's all friendly. It's all, and friendly, don't confuse it with rainbows and butterflies, which it is too. But friendly, I see it as it is all helping the evolution of the universe. And you are the universe in miniature. All of this that is happening, all that is occurring in your life, all that is occurring in my life, I'm going to include myself there because right now I'm speaking to self too. Everything is helping us to grow, as that is the purpose of the universe, expansion. But now if you see expansion, one way that I heard it from a metaphysician is it's like the breath. You inhale and you exhale. You inhale, you exhale. You expand, and sometimes you contract. Because guess what? That contraction is giving you momentum for the next expansion. What about if the world as a collective, we're just doing a little exhalation right now? And we're about, if not, it's happening in many of the people's life. I know many people that are thriving right now. There's like, I can see about that. This is happening. Times are changing for the better. This is a friendly universe. We're all evolving. Now, again, I want to be very respectful. No, I haven't said that, but in my intention is to stay respectful. I know that right now there's a lot going on and people losing family members, a lot of violence, a lot of things. We're not denying that. We're just saying, put the principle that you are in a friendly universe. Everything is collaborating for the evolution of you, of humankind, to become more compassionate, more evolved. And if you put that over there and you keep meditating, you keep going to the center, you'll start knowing it. Not knowing it, knowing it. Now, when I talk about plant medicine, I always say the biggest gift that it has given me is that it has taken me from here to here. Now, you don't have to do plant medicine, but if you want to come to Costa Rica, please do when things are open. But meditation also helps you because you get very quiet. The ego is shut down for a little bit. We give it a rest to your busy mind so that you can listen. You can listen. You can know. And when you know, there's no doubt. You just know. We live in a friendly universe, my friends. Beautiful. Abby says I went by myself and it was such a sacred journey. I highly recommend going alone. All right. That's a great advice, a great suggestion. It also opens you up to all the beautiful new friendships that you will make and keep even after you come home. Thank you, Abby, for sharing that. Autumn says, wow, beautiful. I'm glad you like it. Beautiful. Dorota, thank you. I want to go alone, she says. Yeah, choose we over I. Yeah, perfect, Adam. When we're ascending into that, we're shifting from the me to we. And the other day I did another Facebook Live for another page, but I was saying if you feel helpless, help someone and see what happens. It was said by a yogi originally. When you're feeling helpless, help someone and see what happens. Be of service when everything else has failed. How can you be of service? That's exactly what you're saying, Adam. Let's choose we over I. And it brings so much purpose. And again, a lot of people ask, what's the purpose of my life? I don't know. And I say, well, it will be revealed to you the more you are of service. Just be of service of anything that calls you. And then by doing that, slowly you will start seeing clearly what your purpose in this life is. All right, beautiful people. 11:11. All right, I'm glad that you're seeing 11:11. All right, I am going to say goodbye because this was supposed to be 20 minutes, hey JJ, but I got very excited. I will read your comments at the end after I'm not live anymore. And I am just so honored to have had the opportunity to speak this truth for all of us. Know that I am in with you to integrating this knowing, remembering every day, because, oh Lord, I know it's easy to forget. Have a great Thursday. Goodbye.